So, what do you want to talk about? I'll tell you what I want to talk about, guys. What happens when the boring champion on SmackDown comes face to face with the even more boring champion on Monday Night Raw? Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling Wall. We're going to tell you what happens. We're going to tell you what happens to the rating when two world champions meet in quarter 5. But before we get into that, let's just talk a little bit about this Raw. I thought it was going to do a lot worse in the ratings than it actually did. It was a taped show, yet it only lost, was it like 15,000 on last week? Something like that. A small number of viewers it lost from last week. So Raw did pretty well, considering A, it was a shit show, and B, it was taped.
No, it did. And you know what? I think there was actually a few surprising things on the show. We knew, obviously, all the matches from last week, but you did have Jimmy Uso looking for Jay to try and to get him to rejoin the bloodline. So obviously, I mean, that's a pretty important storyline at the minute. And in the spoilers, that wasn't announced, that wasn't revealed. And you know what? I'll give Down a wee credit. At least there's continuity there. At least that gave you a reason to watch Raw.
It did. Jimmy stalking his brother Jay throughout the night, but Raw was only down, not a lot actually. It was
5,000.
6,000.
6,000, there you go.
6,000. So, not bad. Not bad at all. So,
considering it's pre-taped, I'd say that's pretty good. But that's the state of wrestling, folks.
Yeah, that is the state of wrestling. But anyway, let's look at the state of quarter 1. 8 o'clock to 8:15. Rhea Ripley, Tiffany Stratton, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, live angle. Two women that look hot, two women that look like men. Take your pick, who's who. 1.507 million viewers with 549,000 in the key demographic. That's what it is. Thoughts?
Two that's hot, two that's not. I mean, people think Rhea Ripley's good enough to main event WrestleMania, so why can't she kick off Raw? Damn it! I mean, we looked at the spoilers for this show, man, and went, this rating's... I'm actually... Yeah, I'm right. I'm actually shocked it did this well, considering last week was the fallout from Bad Blood, but... I mean, 1.5 million, is that just where we are now?
Yeah, but you know what? There was a lot of women on the show, and still the highest rated quarter wasn't the women, so...
Fuck the women, damn it. But
anyway, yeah, opening quarter, there you go, 1.507 million, gets announced. Tiffany and Rhea taking on Liv and Raquel in the main event. I mean, good for them, but a 1.507, and this was the third lowest quarter of the night. Which is we're not accustomed to that. Normally, quarter 1 with Raw is the highest or one of the highest. Normally, it's either quarter 1 or quarter 5.
This seems to be one of the heavily focused women's shows in the Triple H era.
Yeah, it does.
Is it because it's
I think it's because it was taped, and he's had a little bit of criticism over the past couple of weeks. So he's thought, well, you know what? They complained that I didn't give the women enough time on the first 2-hour show. So see this tape show, we'll just throw them all into that. That's kind of what it felt like to me. But anyway, moving into quarter 2, 8:15 to 8:30 p.m. We get Ripley and Adam Pearce and Stratton backstage. We then go into Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill taking on Damage Control. And this got +2 in the viewership, up to 1.534 million. And +2 in the key demo, up to 559,000. So, yeah, +2 in both viewership and key demo. The match wasn't overly long, but again, doesn't need to be. See, I'm beginning to see now on Monday Night Raw that matches tend to be finishing in the same quarter. Now, under the 3-hour shows, that wasn't happening, and sometimes you'd see a match last 3 quarters. Now, a lot of the matches are just finishing in 1 quarter, which is good.
That's the way it should be, but yeah, people are bitching, people are complaining, because I don't know what their fucking fetish is with 20-minute matches, but they don't need to be 20 minutes.
See that tag match for the belts? I think it's good that finished in it started in quarter 2 and finished in quarter 2. To me, that's good.
Yeah. Only important matches should go long. See television matches that don't have a title on the line or a meaningful storyline. What's the fucking need of 20-minute matches?
Yo, how many matches were we watching and they had 3 commercial breaks during it?
Yeah. Yo, I'd argue, man, honestly, on TV where you've got 3 ads, I don't think there's many matches that warrant that. Unless it's like an Iron Man match. And it's like, right, well, that's guaranteed to be an R. Alright, I understand the need for ads, but you lose interest. You do.
Yep.
You know, I mean, Tony Khan whips at the box version, man. He's like, oh, look, here's your Don Manos.
Play-by-play. Oh,
The play-by-play,
here's the little screen. Picture-in-picture. Fantastic. Anyway, quarter 3. We get 8:30 to 8:45 p.m. Judgment Day and Pierce backstage. Braun Breaker video. Bronson Reed backstage interview. This went up 6,000 in viewership and went up 2% in the key demo. So a little bit of an increase here, despite 2 ad breaks. So yeah, this went up despite 2 breaks in quarter 3. So that's interesting.
Was it the introduction of men?
Could be. Quarter 4 though, hey, you want to talk about going up. 8:45 to 9 p.m. we get the War Raiders versus Alpha Academy. Seth Rollins as well and Adam Pearce backstage. Just nobody cares. Down 7,000 in viewership, but up 2% in the key demo. The War Raiders suck, man. How many times do we need to bring back this fucking baldy guy, Eric? Oh, Eric. It's Eric and Ivar.
Yeah, against the Alpha Academy.
Why doesn't Eric come back and say, here, Ivar, why was your big fat ass wearing jeans on NXT when I was away? I thought we're Vikings.
No, yo.
You know, like,
no, I get it, but fike your ass on it. Here, take an axe, man, and just delete them for the universe. What are we doing? This was the same feud they were in 8 months ago.
The War Raiders.
No, but
remember that match they had against the New Day on SmackDown, and it was just like they built a pirate ship for the ring.
I actually spent about 5 minutes ranting on these 2 fucking fat pricks in the Raw rating because you know what? People buried McMahon. Why is he calling them the Viking Experience? War Raiders, Viking Experience,
it's the same shit.
Viking Raiders. It's 2 fucking shite cunts.
Well, that's pretty much the breakdown of it.
Dudley's Team 3D, 2 incestuous bastards, great tag team. Doesn't matter what they were called. You know what I mean? Like, the Rock and Sock Connection. I mean, honestly, see a tag team's name, man. Does it really matter? Does it? Like, a different variation of it?
Where are you going with this?
Point is, they've got fucking... People, because McMahon gave them the Viking Experience, they were shite. But because they've came back as the War Raiders, they're automatically good. Because it's under Triple H.
Well, I've never liked them, so...
No, but it's like Pete Dunne, man. Why does it matter if he's called Pete Dunne or Butch? It doesn't fucking matter.
He's still a little jobber in my eyes, no matter what his name is. Anyway, let's move on to quarter 5, 9 o'clock to 9:15. Cody Rhodes, Gunther live promo with a New Day backstage angle. This went up 6% in viewership to 1.628 million and 6% in the key demo to 621,000. So it was the second highest key demo quarter of the night and the highest quarter in terms of viewership with 1.628 million. The only quarter to get above 1.6 million. So congratulations there for a Monday Night Raw. And congratulations, I guess, for Gunther and Cody Rhodes.
Yes, congratulations to Gunther and Cody Rhodes. They got the highest quarter. Well done. But as for the promo, as for the placement, we always know this is the best rating every week, without fail.
Spot.
Quarter 5 spot. It always delivers. But the promo, people were labelling this as the worst promo ever. Gunther repeating what he does for every feud, where he just puts the guy over his face and, but at the end, you cannot beat the nipples. Was it lies? Is Cody Rhodes responsible for a boom period? Hell, are we in a boom period? How can he be responsible for something that's not fucking happening? What gap on it? Yo, I get it, right? People are like taking it bad because, oh, it's the bloodline. Fuck it, Cody Rhodes is a wee rat bastard. How about that, man? There's no fucking boom period. He's just a guy that's been forced down our throat.
Aye, he is. It's not...
See, when you win 2 Rumbles back to back, you main event 2 Manias back to back, you feud with fucking Rock, you feud with the Brock, you feud with all of those guys. If you can't get Sammy over, man, I don't know, what are you doing?
3 wins in a row over Seth Rollins.
Yeah. You know, it's actually incredible how much this guy's been rammed down our throat, man. It is. And then, like, Gunther kissing his ass. Is Cody... I mean, we talked about it earlier on the SmackDown quarters. It's like, oh, boom period. The guy is, like, 1 million viewers less as WWE champion than what Jinder Mahal brought in.
And no one was arguing a boom period back then, that's for sure.
On the same fucking network, folks.
Same network,
And you're
buddy.
right, no one was arguing a boom period then.
But we say goodbye to Cody and Gunther. We say hello to quarter 6, 9:15 to 9:30 p.m. Kofi Kingston versus Braun Breaker. Post match with Xavier Woods and Jey Uso. This lost 8%, down to 1.494 million. Lowest feud quarter of the night. And it also lost 7% in the key demo, down to 580,000. Kofi Kingston and Braun Breaker not delivering.
Yep, not delivering. Braun Breaker, I mean, he's got a match with Jey Uso next week. Could he potentially win that? I've seen rumours of it. But I just want to point one more thing out regarding Cody Rhodes and Gunther. Have you not noticed that we live in this cycle where the world champions just have shite, meaningless feuds at the B pay-per-views, and then the only thing that are worth a damn happen at the A pay-per-views?
Pretty much.
And I think that's for pretty much every belt.
Aye.
It's tragic. The B-level pay-per-views are house shows.
Pretty much.
Especially when they're in different countries.
What WWE's saying, basically, the world title can only change hands at like 3 or 4 times a year.
Yeah, I mean,
Can't push.
I used to see wrestling, man, when you used to have like 21-man battle royals for the World Heavyweight Championship on fucking SmackDown, or you know, the title would actually change hand on Raw. It was great. That's actually must-see television. I know last week, right, we had Gunther against Sami Zayn, but not in a month of Sundays, man, was Gunther going to lose that match. It's just, you know, not only is it unwatchable, it's missable.
Absolutely.
It's just fucking tragic, and it's like Jey Uso against Braun Breaker next week. I know I'm hitting the wall. Braun's not going to win. Jey Uso's going to hold that until Mania, man.
I couldn't give a shit if Braun Breaker did win it, though, to be fair. Quarter 7, 9:30 to 9:45 p.m. Ripley, Damian Priest backstage. We get R-Truth versus The Miz. Post-match with the Final Testament. Jimmy and Jey Uso backstage. You gotta come back to SmackDown and team up with me, buddy. 1% increase, 1.502 million. And a 2% increase in the key demo, up to 592. Still pretty low numbers here. Quarter 7 was the second lowest feud quarter of the night. And, I mean, the Final Testament were involved, so I can't really say I'm surprised. Then move into quarter 8, and yeah, the main event just lasting the full quarter 8, which is, I've no complaints about, because I just think that this match shouldn't be starting any earlier, to be fair. Rhea Ripley and Tiffany Stratton versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Post-match with Nia Jax, Dominic Mysterio. This went up 4%. To 1.569 million, and it went up 6% in the key demo, and it was actually the highest rated key demo of the show with 627,000. So, yeah, an increase at the end. And just looking at Raw now with the 2-hour show, and they're getting a lot closer to SmackDown. You're seeing a lot more consistency. You're not seeing the big drop-offs that we're used to seeing in the 3-hour show. But even after quarter 5. You're used to seeing a drop-off, I think, with the 3-hour show, but now with the 2-hour show, it's just a lot more consistent across the board.
It is. I think also as well, the fact that SmackDown has been the A show for so long, it is going to take a bit of time for Raw to become the A show again. Do you agree with that, in terms of ratings? It wasn't always going to happen overnight. I think Netflix is going to be the true, you know, guideline.
Yeah, but then the ratings are going to disappear on Netflix, or you'll be using a different measuring stick to capture the ratings. I do think if Raw and SmackDown consistently stayed on the USA Network, I think if we looked in 6 months' time, I believe that Raw would be doing the higher ratings, because I just think it's a better show to watch than SmackDown.
Yep.
And the fact that Raw has closed the gap to SmackDown immediately, pretty much, since they both moved to USA Network, I do think that Raw, with the longer it went, with 2 hours, I think it would overtake SmackDown, but obviously, you know, in a couple months' time, Raw will be on Netflix, and SmackDown might be going to 3 hours, so yeah, that could be a destroyer for the Blue brand. But that's your quarter-hour breakdown, guys, so enjoy. It is what it is. Gunther, Cody Rhodes, bored 1.628 million people to death in quarter 5. That was it, pretty much. Crown Jewel, 2 champs.
Just nothing, just words. Just words that don't mean anything. No substance. Oh, you've done this, Gunther, you've done this, Cody. Just arse-licking each other, man, in the middle of the ring. Who gives it? Who honestly? And then the Crown Jewel belt. Oh, it's only going to be a belt when the Saudi show comes around. Can you think of a worse title then?
Honestly, man, I think Kevin Owens will cost Cody Rhodes that match and he'll set up Rhodes versus Owens at Survivor Series. That's my prediction. We'll see if it happens or not.
Oh god, that just sounds awful though, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, it does sound awful.
Which would sit this company down to the ground.
Or maybe you're getting Orton versus Owens at Survivor Series.
Who cares,
Or
man?
Crown Jewel or whatever.
Fat boy Owens, get off my telly, man.
Anyway, guys, that's it. Till next time. Peace.